distorted shadows dance between the skeletal remains of ancient cypress trees in the fading light. King Kong moves through the chest-deep reeds with a cautious and rhythmic grace across the marsh. His dark fur is matted with dried brine, and his body mapped with scars of previous nightmares. He has tracked the great serpent into the Valley of Mists, a natural trap of heavy humidity. Visibility is narrowed to a few frantic feet, while the air is thick with scent of sulfur. The air and stagnant water provide a warning that he has cornered the monster in its sanctuary. Suddenly, the surface of a nearby pool bulges with a haunting and liquid stillness as it rises. The Titanoboa rises 60 feet into the air like a pillar of obsidian muscle and cold malice.
The battle ignites as the serpent strikes with the forces of a falling mountain, hitting Kong's chest. Its massive head slams into Kong's chest, sending him stumbling backward into the dark and stagnant black water. The Titanoboa immediately begins to wind its iron-hard coils around the king's torso and his arms.
This lethal maneuver is designed to shatter bone and collapse lungs within seconds during this violent struggle. They crash through a forest of ancient mahogany trees, the pressure snapping wood like small, dry twigs. The serpent anchors itself to the bedrock as Kong roars in a mixture of agony and defiance.
His roar is muffled by the thick air as he slams massive fists into the armored hide.
The two titans thrash in a chaotic vortex of fur and scales as the battle reaches peak.
In a Herculean surge of adrenaline, Kong realizes he cannot break the coils with raw strength alone.
He spots a jagged lightning-struck rock formation jutting from the earth and shifts his entire weight.
He is forcing the serpent's soft underbelly against the sharp volcanic glass, causing the monster to scream.
The Titanoboa screams a terrifying sound like escaping steam as cold blood begins to stain the floor. The monster thrashes violently one last time before retreating into the dark depths of the stagnant lagoon, leaving the king to stand tall and beat his chest in a final thunderous proclamation of victory. The undisputed ruler reclaims his throne in a world that remains war-torn and very ancient today. His body is mapped with scars of 23 nightmares, knowing that in this valley, silence wins. To understand these titans, we must observe the salt marshes, where environmental extremes dictate the laws of close.
Tracking the serpent requires intense sensory focus, as the great ape identifies chemical markers in the humidity.
Regulating temperature on salt-crust ledges, reptiles prepare for the metabolic demands of high-stakes marshland survival.
The Titanoboa is an undisputed master of the channels, utilizing near-perfect aquatic camouflage to secure prey.
Overlapping territories create a constant state of high alert, where every vibration could signal a lethal encounter. Visual markers on mahogany trees communicate dominance, warning rivals to avoid the established hunting grounds of Kong. Olfactory signals gathered by the tongue allow the serpent to track heat signatures through the thick marsh. Shedding skin, the serpent emerges with new obsidian armor, designed for maximum efficiency in the dark depths.
Torrential rain resets the landscape, washing away scent markers and providing new opportunities for aquatic ambush tactics.
Thermal sensors reveal the hidden life of the log, providing the predator with a precise targeting solution.
Explosive power is unleashed as the serpent strikes from the shadows, claiming its prize in the cycle.
Panic spreads through the canopy as the giants prepare for another round of competition for the throne.
External heat sources are vital for the reptilian metabolism, maintaining the energy required for future lethal hunts.
The Delta is a maze of opportunity for those who know how to navigate its treacherous prehistoric. Moving like ghosts, and the predators rely on their secondary senses to navigate the high humidity and darkness.
Constant movement is required to maintain a predatory status within a territory filled with such dangerous rivals. Nocturnal life emerges as the marshes transition into a world of bioluminescence and hidden predatory dangers tonight.
Protecting the next generation ensures the continuation of the lineage within the unforgiving prehistoric salt marsh ecosystem.
Dawn brings new light and new challenges to the titans that inhabit the prehistoric and dangerous islands. Claws dig into the earth, marking the passage of predators as they navigate the dangerous Paleocene marshland. The archipelago remains a place of titans, where the struggle for power is eternal and absolute tonight.
Physical evidence of the conflict remains etched in stone, as nature begins to reclaim the bloody battlefield.
The serpent of deep waits for its next meal, maintaining its status as the supreme marsh god. Tracks in the mud reveal the size and movement of the marsh's inhabitants to those who watch.
Aquatic species thrive in the rich waters of the delta, displaying high levels of coordination and speed.
Sunset returns to the world, and the prehistoric landscape is bathed in the final light of day.
Small interactions are the foundation of this complex ecosystem, where every life is connected to the other.
Geological forces shape the landscape, providing a dynamic and dangerous background for the inhabitants of the archipelago.
In the prehistoric island, the cycle of life continues its eternal and brutal mechanical predatory efficiency now.
Lidless eyes reflect the light as the serpent remembers the first time its thermal senses were overwhelmed.
Structural density allows the serpent to exert thousands of pounds of pressure without damaging its own body.
Hygiene and recovery are essential for the king to maintain his health after such a brutal encounter.
Moonlight signifies the return to a temporary truce as both predators recover from the night's violent struggle.
Even during the truce, the smaller cycles of predation continue to define the life of the marsh.
Jagged edges serve as a permanent reminder of the strategy that turned the tide of the battle. Deep within the mountain, the serpent finds sanctuary, waiting for its wounds to heal and energy return.
Light returns to the Valley of Mists, revealing a landscape forever changed by the titans that rule.
The archipelago remains a world of giants, where the struggle for power is eternal and absolute tonight.
Vigilance is the price of kingship in a world where the next ambush is always being planned.
Underwater camouflage provides the serpent with a tactical advantage, allowing for near-invisible and silent aquatic ambushes.
Factory signals communicate the king's authority to all potential rivals, ensuring the safety of the entire group. Instinctive fear prevents most species from entering the snake's inner sanctum, where death is often very silent.
Impatiently, the serpent waits for its next meal, maintaining its status as the supreme marsh and cavern. Roars of victory echo across the island, ensuring the valley knows who rules the heights and depths.
Remnants of the battle provide a silent record of the intensity and the power of prehistoric titans.
Constant movement is required to maintain a predatory status within a territory filled with such dangerous rivals. Cooperation and bonding enable the group to survive encounters that would destroy any solitary and prehistoric predators.
The ancient world continues its brutal cycle as the titans prepare for their next encounter in the moon. The hunt for throne remains a constant shadow, where only the strongest titans can ever truly survive. Dawn returns, and the cycle of survival continues as the giants emerge from their nocturnal rest today.
The archipelago remains a place of titans, where the struggle for power is eternal and absolute tonight.
The legends of the day Titans met will echo through this jungle for many millions of years. Deep in the channels, the monster waits its jade eyes, scanning for any sign of warm-blooded. Vigilance is maintained as the guardians of the cavern ensure no monster returns to reclaim its throne. New titans rise from the shadows of the past, preparing for a war that will never end.
New beginnings arrive with the dawn, as the forest prepares for another day of struggle and survival. The archipelago remains a place of titans, where the struggle for power is eternal and absolute tonight.
The legends of the day Titans met will echo through this jungle for many millions of years.
In the prehistoric island, the cycle of life continues its eternal and brutal mechanical and predatory efficiency.
Deep in the channels, the monster waits its jade eyes, scanning for any sign of warm-blooded.
Vigilance is maintained as the guardians of the cavern ensure no monster returns to reclaim its throne.
New titans rise from the shadows of the past, preparing for a war that will never end.
New beginnings arrive with the dawn, as the forest prepares for another day of struggle and survival.
The archipelago remains a place of titans, where the struggle for power is eternal and absolute tonight.
The legends of the day Titans met will echo through this jungle for many millions of years.
Bloodstains on the rock remain a testament to the brutal struggle between the world's most powerful titans.
The war between the great ape and the great serpent continues in the shadows of the